am Rising Phoenix Aurora. I am known as a spiritual revolutionist, a Akashic reader, a quantum alchemist. I'm also the founder of Aura Hypnosis Entity Removal, which is we have practitioners all over the world, and you can find out more information about that and our directory there, where Rising Phoenix Mystery School, which I am the founder to as well, is aurapractitioners.com. Since I am the founder of Aura Hypnosis, we also have books written a lot about this content here, at least over 1,000 pages worth of information, past life regression, memory, as far as the universe and the multiverse. Check out the books. The very most recent book that you don't want to miss out is The Lost Cities of Tartaria, Beyond the Walls of Antarctica. You could find that under Amazon in color, but if you want to see it, it's high quality color. So I had a choice, either pick the cheaper quality color, and I chose the higher, but it's more expensive, but that's okay. It's so pretty. Or you can get it in black and white. It's not as pretty in black and white, the pictures, because it is a color illustrated book. But yeah, it's still, it's less if you want to get it more affordable through Barnes and Noble. It is an incredible series, you all. This series, we're looking to have about 1 or 2 a year out of the Tartaria, because it's too expansive to try to limit it to one book. So get ready. This book is so full of love light, and then these two that came before them, it really basically prepared so that we could bring forth this sacred information. So wow, so go purchase those books. And then I host retreats and workshops right now. I currently don't have retreats going on probably for a good year. So if you want to get Aura Hypnosis and Raw Reiki certified, you want to go to our live online workshops. Typically they are to certify for both for 5 days. They're $9.99, but they're on sale right now for $7.99. Plus you can use a 20% coupon, so it's even cheaper. I mean, it's a deal, you all, to come get certified through Aura Hypnosis Entity Removal. You heard the stories over and over, how people can heal themselves from cancer, even the vaccine. People even heal themselves from being blind in a week. They heal their dog from being blind in a week, you all, for real. So yeah, it's all about removing the blockage and the entities. So come join our workshop September 15th, and the next one after that is in November. I'd love to see you there. Come walk your most organic timelines, learn how to work in quantum healing, quantum hypnosis, quantum physics, so that you can start healing yourself and your loved ones. You are ready. You have the power. You've had the divinity this whole time. What's up? Yeah, so there's so much to talk about. You want to watch this video all the way through, you all. It is so sacred. It's hard for me to share because it is so sacred, but I'm going to do my best to share what I can, which would be most of it. So I do recommend that you go watch their video from last week, which was the tricksters called, we'll add all the links to everything I'm going to reference here. So the sacred knowledge, the tricksters, sacred knowledge stolen, because we're going to reference some of the stories that we shared about what we found in Glastonbury there. If you haven't watched that, you want to watch it, because it goes into some of the mission that we were there to remove the dark seed and the inversions that are parasitically attached to spiritual groups and communities. So in that video we talk about that, and then I'll share along the way if we need to share what we haven't shared. All the videos that I share are individual to themselves, so we will not be repeating anything that doesn't need to be repeated. If I have to summarize, I will. But let's see what else to support this video and all that I do, you all. Go to Rising Phoenix Mystery School, which is aurapractitioners.com, or Patreon. If you've been here this long, and if you feel it right in your heart, go ahead and support us there. And then also you get, if you sign up to the extra sensitive material, you all, this is big. We've channeled Nikola Tesla, sacred information from the New Yorker, right? And then we channeled Abraham Lincoln, Einstein, Philadelphia experiment. We remote view Grand Canyon, Area 51. Okay. And then now we're remote viewing the North Pole, the restricted North Pole, which has been, wow. So I knew that it was going to transition into this because I started getting messages from the divine. I am going to be channeling Adolf Hitler, y'all. Something feels off with that agenda. I don't know yet, but I'm going to be only channeling benevolence, so only his higher self to get the information. So yeah, yeah. Okay. So it is so important that you sign up to that. Figure out what's going on. We're seeing this agenda kind of like playing out right now, like how the way they're targeting Trump and Robert Kennedy, who's taking the chemicals out of the food and saving, you know, all the children from autism and all these disorders that these vaccines cause. So the question is, what happened back then in, I think it was the 1940s, World War II? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But so, or 1950s. But the Adolf Hitler Nazi war, the Nazi war, who really was it? And did they brainwash people? And we know that they started vaccinating people strongly after that. So don't know. We're gonna figure it out, you all. So stay tuned for that. That is under my Rising Phoenix Mystery School or practitioners.com or Patreon, where you can find out what really happened with the Nazi war. So it is an honor to be here with you. We're going to go ahead and get started. Write your questions there in chat. We have Gina watching over, getting over the questions over to me. And since this content is, as always, very strong and very, very important, I want to say for you haters and trolls, I don't consent to you. Keep your entities to yourself. If you are going to be hateful, it'll be yours to transmute. That is all. Don't even bother. All right. Okay. Wow. So here we go. So I have tons of pictures and videos ready for you all because I know, like, I'm prepared, like, divinely, like what is some of what we're going to see and sense, you know, when we're going to do our retreats and where we're going to go. But this was a whole nother level that I've never experienced personally. It was quite beautiful and phenomenal and magic. What we saw or in these lands, which is basically we saw Avalon, the inner earth, Celtics, wake up, and I'm petrified, literally, all over. Okay. All right. So just loading everything here. And then, so the way that we're going to start it off is as we were going through all the sacred teachings, and going through all the lands, I gotta tell you, I absolutely fell in love with the UK, because that's where I ended up, y'all. Yeah, that's right. I first time ever, I ended up in the UK. Can you believe that? So I went from this world, if you've been watching our Antarctica Tartaria series, to that world. They're two different worlds, two different, like, Vesica Pisces within the flower of life of creation of the universe and the multiverse. So as I went, I could feel the shift, literally, you all. So I'll talk to you from, like, my space over here. I live in the Chicagoland area in the United States, right? But I had yet to go over to your side of the world, the two worlds that you see, you know, depicted in all the maps. And it was absolutely incredible. You could feel the shift, not only in the energy, the dimension, the air, the elements, everything feels different there. Now, it was dense, but as we went through the journey of being there, walking among these sacred lands, it got lighter and lighter every day. Depending on what situation was in front of you, and the location you were at, and how much you needed to entity removal within that space to bring back its original crystalline blueprint. You know, sometimes it was harder, sometimes it was easier. But the key was that we were in the 13th gate, the Lion's Gate key. And that was key to us remembering to staying in our heart, staying in our heart. So that's a major thing right now, you all. Lion's Gate, the 13th gate has opened. The goddesses are here. And I'm going to explain to you, I'm going to show you pictures and videos to explain what I'm talking about. Yes, they are here. Yes, they are. And they've been waiting since the fall of Atlantis, you all, to get themselves back here. So it is an emotional reunion, an emotional return back, you all. And try not to cry. But with that, okay, so this is a little summary of what we're going to talk about. It is epic, you all. Huge. So thank you for being here. I love you with all that I am. I'm so thankful for you for understanding this content. Okay. So let's get started. Before we get started, we always started off with a song, and sometimes I forget, and you guys tell me how much you love the songs. So this song, we really kind of discovered it. Even we love Ayla Schaefer when we're out and we're doing retreats, the Aura practitioners. So this song was discovered as we were riding around, and it came up. And as it came up, I realized that it was the goddesses and the beings that were petrified, but not, but yes, petrified in our perspective into the stones, because what we found was that they were all awaiting beyond the stone. So and it goes to the story, I will explain to you, and she'll tell you more when we channel goddess Tonantzin Ixtel, which was the priestess A.U.R.A from Atlantis that came on over to the Mayan to the Americas, to bring all the Mayan information, all the Atlantean information, the Mayan calendar, all of that, right? Okay, so she'll tell you all of that, her story, but what I can tell you is that she has shown me how she's waited thousands of years after we densified inside the mountains. So this is why we see mountains that are laying down like this and they look like goddesses, you know, over and over, pictures and pictures. I'm going to try to save time, but if you watch my Antarctica Tartaria series, you know about this over and over, right? Okay, so all these goddesses, we see them in a petrified kind of like form, but where they're a mountain, but they really are alive inside, okay? And they're waiting their return energetically, spiritually. This is that the earth has had densified too much. We've been raising the vibration, definitely in the last, since 2012 and 2021. But it's so they couldn't anchor in. It just wasn't, earth was too dense for them. It wasn't a vibratory match for them. So this is the return of the goddesses. Okay, so with that is that as we were going through the lands, and I'll let her explain to you, because we'll start off with goddess Tonantzin. That will also bridge us into the goddess of Queen Khalifa from California. You all have much videos to talk about with you. I have a whole list, so just kind of a little teaser of what's to come. You don't want to miss any one of them. We finished the last American series, yeah. So La Santa Muerte. We're also going to have a series of the Cathars, and then also the 133 years of Yeshua. It wasn't 33, it was 133. We have the facts on that, maps and so on. At some point, later on, Artemis, the forest, the goddess of the forest, and then goddess Oshun later on as well, and then I have Queen Khalifa coming up sooner, and then also at some point channeling God Thor and Odin, and then Mary Magdalene part 2, and then we're also going to be channeling the Danans, the Danans, the organic positive beings there, even though you might hear some people are using their names invertedly. Also we're going to channel Goddess Bridget, who will explain the Danans, and then yeah. And then we're going to also channel the 7 goddesses once more, which we'll be talking a lot today, even though I won't be in full channel. I never know, but they're going to be expressing all the understandings through the pictures and the videos I'm going to be showing you today. Okay, so with that, as the gods and goddesses are returning all over the land because we have become a vibratory match, as the waters of our earth are vibrating to a 4th dimensional and higher state, and every Lionsgate gets us closer and closer to get them here. We will sing this song, and the song is called, we're going to fast forward to a specific part that is so powerful, because it's called Listen, Water Brings a Message, by Ayla Schaefer. And the reason why we sang this song over and over, because there was a lot of dark entities, and I'll share with you some of these different dark entities that were, there was the goddesses that were waiting to cross over, but then there was a lot of dark entities attached to the land, and they had lost their way, lost their light, could not remember that they were benevolent. So in order to anchor them and bridge them back in, it's like grabbing your hand through the stone energetically and bringing them out, grabbing, you know, out of the lands. And then is that you needed to remind them that they were of the light. So with this, we sang this often. Let me make sure the speaker's on here. There it goes. There we go. If you know it, sing along. Come on, come on. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. Sing along, y'all. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. All right, quick little song there. So anytime you're in a situation that there is something dark there, remember to have love and compassion for them. Someone at the retreat that was learning to become A.U.R.A, Hypnosis, and Raw Reiki certified asked, so how we treat the entities with love, right? And they said, because they've forgotten who they are. And with that is that they have forgotten their light, and the only way to remember them is through love and compassion. So when you look at the church and you look at all these different priests, and even like actually like supposed, you know, like holistic healers or hypnosis practitioners, they treat entities like they are a piece of crap on the floor. And something that they do is that they kind of, they exercise them, you know, they don't bother, just exercise them. And then, so one of the practitioners and the attendee said, so what happens when the priest kind of exercises them and casts them away, you know? And then I realized that they're, you know, they're also saying like they're casting them to hell and stuff like that, right? They're making the hell. Well, turns out the hell is the archon realm that we speak about in book 2. So what happens is that when you cast these entities away, is that, and especially if you're casting them to hell or whatever, you're actually sending them to the archon realm. That's where the soul is going, where the soul eating, where these entities soul eaters are at, and they're feeding off and parasitically draining the light of these entities. So that's why we've always been taught, Divine Mother has taught us from the beginning, to treat entities with love, because honestly, when we run into them, sometimes they're animals, sometimes they're even children, like a child that, you know, was violated and killed and thrown in the woods, and this child attached to someone in a different part of the body because for some reason they had a, you know, either trauma like or something like that. So that's why we treat them with love, because it's not about like, your spirit is infinite, and it's not tied to your physical vessel. Your physical vessel is the carbon base, is the illusion. Once we shed off the physical, just like we're talking about the different gods and goddesses inside the mountains and the stones and so on, they're there waiting to cross over. So if you shut off and, well, more like activate the crystalline blueprint that has been dormant there, asleep, waiting for you to do so, is that it allows for these crystalline beings that have been waiting to cross over and become a vibratory match to our time space. Okay, so you understand. So it's the same kind of concept. That's why you want to treat, all entities, no matter who they are, with love, unless they're an artificial intelligence that is basically soulless. Then you neutralize it. And for that, you can learn aura hypnosis or read book 2, Galactic Soul History of the Galactic History of the Multiverse, The Final Battle. Okay, so yeah, so beautiful, right? I love that song. And yeah, you guys can check it out and just sing it whenever you feel that you want to assist the soul, because we're so quick. We've been taught on earth to bash each other, to fight among each other, to judge each other, to be negative to each other, and that's just part of the Archon AI game. So if you want to vibrate to that, you vibrate to that. But what we've been teaching you for over 900 videos for over 9 years is to treat each other with love, honor, and respect, honoring each other's soul, loving each other's soul, respecting each other's soul and each other's differences, and free willed, birth giving rights of free will. So yeah, so I started off with that, and let me see if there's anything else I want to add to that. Let me know if you have any questions so far. All looks so good. Okay, thank you for the current 95 watching live currently. Thank you. And then don't forget to hit like, you all, and hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed to us. All right, let's go. So then from there, okay, so then you understand the concept. So the way you could see them is like, okay, so let's start off with the goddesses, because we're gonna go along and explain. So you see a wall of stone, whether it's a red soiled wall like in Sedona, or a mountain, or a tree, you see these, and sense different beings beyond that are inside of there. Okay, and what happens is that they're in there. To us, it looks like stone because it's a physical carbon base, but in their time space, it is a fifth dimensional state. Now they're all these different worlds. You can visualize our world is a different world than their world, just because we're vibrating to the third world. And we've been teaching you quantum physics and how time is not existence. You can watch the video Orbiting into Higher Timelines to understand that further. We'll add the link so later. And then so since their time is existing in the fifth dimensional state, and then we're also existing in our third dimensional state, these worlds are intertwined together, Vesica Pisces, circles of the flower of life. Okay, and so we're seeing it like an onion layer. So we're here, you could say, at the lowest density of the third dimension, but then they're here too, walking in the same lands that you're walking, but in their perspective is crystalline. So they've also been stuck since the fall of Atlantis in the mountains. So to us, again, it looks like stone, but to them, they're inside another world. That stone wall, that rock, that mountain is actually a portal into their world. But so too do we have to be a matching vibration to the fifth dimension. And there they'll wait for us to bridge them here. And that's a lot of the work that we're doing. I once had, we're talking about these petrified giants through the Antarctica Tartary series, and somebody was like, how can I assist them? And it's like, the way you assist them is you heal the land and make it a vibratory match of crystalline energy where there's no attachments there, or you bring the original basic fifth dimensional crystalline blueprint back to the land. And then what happens is that it orbits it high enough to then free or to anchor in these gods and goddesses within us, or that are within us, but really they should be walking among us in the lands. Now, what I could tell you, especially when you're looking at movies like Disney movies or any kind of movie, they tend to put the gods against each other. That's actually a black magic curse to keep them petrified in the stone. You understand? You believing that they were bad and so on. It's false information. It's part to feed that dark spell. Okay, so we don't consent, right, to harming others, even if we can't see them, in physical form, but you can see them in your third eye if you look with your heart. You can sense them, feel them there. So going back, I will reference, I'll show you a couple different maps here just to remind you of how we're in two different worlds of the Vesica Pisces, of life, flower of life. So what we do know is that back in, 1500-ish, nobody quite ever knows, but 1500, is that this world was discovered. I mean, it's everywhere. It's all in all written literature. This is a new world. They call it the New World. Everywhere you look, every map, they call America the New World because it literally is the New World to them. Since the fall of Atlantis, it had been a long time that this world in America had been veiled from them. Now, the ways that these worlds work is that they're connected together like a Vesica Pisces. I'll show you that image in a minute. Okay, so this is what I'm speaking about when I crossed over here to this world, how different the energy felt. Now, it is indescribable, but I will do incredibly awesome, I think, to share with you how it felt. And then let me show you, in case you are new to us, I'll show you really quick what's a Vesica Pisces that I keep referencing. It looks like this. So it's the base of the cell that of a baby embryo. It always starts off with one cell, duplicates into two, and then it turns into many cells. So it's this mother and father. This symbol actually represents divine mother and father of creation. So imagine those two worlds, a map that I just showed you like this. So they've been unveiled and unified. The truth is, you all, that there is another world over here past the Pacific Ocean, past Hawaii. Hawaii is another heart kind of energy that connects you to the other world, but right now it's veiled. So to us, it looks like water, and I'll show you proof of that, but there's actually another world. So let's just look at this like kind of common sense. All right. So the ways that we know that we're in two different worlds, even though our ancestors told us again that we were discovering a new world here, okay? Because it was a new world. All right. So in England, you all have different animals than we do, right? You have lions and tigers. Do we have lions and tigers in this world in the Americas? We don't. We have mountain lions, cougars, I think panthers. Yeah. That's what we have, right? Do we have giraffes and elephants here? We do not. You all over there and that side of the world in Africa and so on have giraffes and elephants. You get what I'm saying? We have rhinos and buffaloes and bisons. Do you all have that over there? I don't know, you might have, oh wait, I think you have rhinos, but I don't think you don't have bisons and buffaloes. We have them. You understand? So our world is unique to your world. The only kind of animal that I've really seen, well, birds, they fly between all the worlds back and forth, like the flower of life. Okay, so I'll show you a flower of life. So as they're flying back and forth, they go to the North Pole, they go to Antarctica, they come back. And that's another reason why they really target I'll show you a simple 6-petaled lotus flower of life. See here, this is our England, you could say. This is us in America, and there's another world over here beyond the Pacific Ocean that is waiting to be unveiled, which I am excited about. That we should hopefully see that at least in this lifetime. We'll see how it goes. We never know, but I think it's looking really good, so long as people keep asking for the truth and wanting to unveil what's hidden from us. There's a reason why they restrict Antarctica and North Pole. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Even if you don't believe in this stuff, why would they restrict it? Because they don't want you to know stuff. Okay, so what they're hiding over there. And I mean, it's veiled from the dark forces too. Okay, so we understand that. Two different worlds, different species of animals, even like different indigenous people. When you're looking at the indigenous over here, they look completely different than the indigenous that you might have over there, like in New Zealand. And even New Zealand is kind of its own little world too, and Australia, but they look different, And even the Hawaiians look different, indigenous as well, because they're the beginning part of that kind of world. I don't like to share kind of sensitive stuff like this, but sending love everywhere. Okay, you understand? Questions, comments, because you're literally looking at indigenous from different worlds. You understand? All right. So let's see what else we have here. Okay, I don't see any questions, comments, so I will continue on here. Okay, you guys get it? Let me know. Your comments, you guys understand what I'm saying? I don't see comments in chat. Okay, all right. So let's keep going here. Okay. Okay. Hot all of a sudden. Oh goodness. So where's my little fan? My fan's not here. Whew. Some Phoenix fire happening over here for a minute. Fan myself off for a second. Okay, so we're going through that. All right, we're teaching that. Okay, so now we're going to go into the world that now you understand the two different worlds. It was fun because like literally you all, your food is different from our world. It really is. Like, okay, over here in America, before the whole Maha movement, I mean, our food is pretty bad. You name it, as far as chemicals that most like over there you all don't use, they use them over here in our food, and thank goodness that they're removing them now. So our food tastes different. It's so genetically modified, sometimes even down to the vegetables. You heard about Bill Gates' appeal supposedly being approved to be organic. Yuck. So your food is really good. Your potatoes, y'all, your chips and fries are freaking good, man. Well, I don't eat fish, but yes, so good. I want to say that. I became addicted to your food. I was like, oh my God, this is so good. I loved it. Of course, you gotta still cleanse the energy off it. But I want you to know that you are having different food over there. When I compare it to thy side of the world food to your food, I mean, it's different. So yeah, I also fell in love with the energy there and how sacred it felt. Like after you remove the entities, and you could really feel the sacredness to all the stones and the organic blueprint of it. I mean, it's just like, how could you not fall in love with it? It was so divine and beautiful. Yeah, I'm wearing some of the necklaces that I got there, which I will probably reference. So we got that one, and then we have this one here, seashell I got from the sea, and then this little bronze sacred alchemy symbol from the goddesses location of the different mountains that I'll be showing you pictures of. Okay, so all right, get ready. It's probably gonna be a couple hours, guys. I'm gonna do my best to squeeze in everything I can. All right, Avalon is back, you all. They are free. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna start showing the pictures now. Okay, so we will start off. I'm just gonna kind of go in the order of how I have my pictures listed here. All right, and videos. And I'll look and see if you have questions or comments. Okay, so we started off at the Avebury stone circle. And even before this, you all, look at, we are in the car, we have pulled in, and something that was beautiful that happened is that the animals were attracted to us everywhere we go. Horses, cows, deer, you name it, dogs, they all would come to us like, you know, they were just magnetized to us. So the minute that we land at Avebury stone circle, this happens. So it's two females and two males, you all, and they lined up. They're lined up to the stones, to the stones that we're in front of. See them? yeah. So to explain animals is that animals are in many forms magical creatures, like we always have explained, but sometimes they are also the gods and goddesses or inner earth beings, or they're factually these beings that cannot show themselves in physical form fully, like in like these large kind of light beings, because they're made out of light. So they show themselves in animal form for you to see them. So when you're having these experiences with animals, know that it is most often them, and they're the the guardians and the spirits of the forest, where the trees of life and the original blueprints are at. Okay, so that's the first thing that happens. How incredible is that? Now we'll look at a couple videos here. Yeah, I just really had such a phenomenal time. So as we're going through these stones, you can, I'll skip it here. If you, and oh, it's just such a such beautiful energy. Okay, but as you're going through here, let's look at another video here. I showed you that one. Here you can see the video here. Okay, so what happens is that I'm gonna tell myself it's okay for me to share this sacred information. The angels will stop me if I can't, because it's so sensitive. Oh my god. Okay, so you see these stones here that you just saw a video, right? So these stones here are there are beings inside of them. Now they're out, so I can say it. Now they're out. So but basically from their time space of Atlantis, they've been waiting, and you could, if you see them, they look like faces. They look like faces. So and you see how they go on and on for a while there. There's some cows waiting. And truly the cows are holding the space for the beings to start freeing themselves, because that's what I saw. Being freed from the stone. So they were all different beings. Like some of them were like feline lyran beings, some of them were aquatic beings, some of them were angel beings, you name it, different forms of different beings, okay, coming out of the stone. One of these really got emotional, because what happened is that one of these stones is that, show you images. Go follow me on my different platforms, because what happened here is that, show you this one here. As we're going through them, is that I can sense the different goddesses from Avalon waiting beyond the stone. So I look inside one of these stones and I see Goddess Bridget. And she says, Aurora, she just, not too many words, but more like she's been waiting a long time to cross over. So what I watch her do is I see Divine Mother place her hand in to the stone and pull her out of the stone. Angel bumps, y'all. That's what I saw. And I have tons of videos and proof of everything that I'm talking about. But as she came out, what she explained was that she was actually trapped, but not trapped, but stuck in Ireland. And I'll show you how that was. So remember how we talked about the mother Pele in Hawaii, and how she was stuck in the lands through the violation and the rape and all that they've been doing there. So she was basically waiting to cross over. Now what happened was that, what I can say is that Ireland is can I say this? Oh my god. So I see I'm a protector of the teachings, right? So and I'm also a protector of the lands. So sometimes it's hard for me to say things because I have to make sure that it's okay, because we don't want them to target these locations. So let's say that Ireland is a piece of oh my god, I can't say it. Anyways, okay, so Ireland is, we already know these things, like it's green, it's connected to the emerald rays, it's emerald crystal, you could say. So Ireland is a piece of the heart of the earth. Okay. All right. So that's as far as I can go. All right. So what happens is that the heart has been disconnected from both, and it also would be connected to like the center seed of the Vesica Pisces, the two circles that are unifying the two worlds. Okay, this is, did you guys know that Ireland, Irish people have been very targeted? I'm sure you're aware of it. At least in Americas, they always made them feel, people would talk about them like they were drunks and they were low life and they were poor and scum and stuff like that, right? So this was all to basically densify the collective of Ireland and Irish people. A lot of beings that were in Ireland were, you could say, remnants of the original lands back in the humans of Atlantis. Okay, so from there, so then also the other thing that happened is, I was speaking to a native from Ireland. Is that, did you ever hear of the Magdalene laundry mats? Is what they call it, like Magdalene laundry mats? And I have an aura session coming up in the next couple weeks about that. So just a decade or two ago, or maybe even less, if you were not wed and were pregnant, they would take you and your baby and kill your baby. That's the thing. The Catholic Church, the church, would do that to you. And so then your own family would rat you out that you were pregnant, and then they would take you. And this is part of the news that you saw, where there was 900 infants discovered in Ireland at one of these Magdalene laundromats, or where they were taking pregnant women and then they were doing experiments on them. Okay, so that's just one way to explain that to you. So you keep an eye on that aura hypnosis regression coming up. Okay, so, and I will explain to you is that as we're remote viewing the North Pole, we actually sat next to a along the way in our journey, we met up with a young pilot, and this young pilot was sharing things with us that actually confirmed everything we've been talking about, of how the land and the water works, and really how we're this floating water in the lands. Did you know that there's no set navigation to where you're going to go, because the waters are always moving? If you're a pilot and you're a navigator, especially if you're a pilot, they have all these different apps that he was showing and sharing with us that direct you. So there's like no exact north or North Pole. It's always moving, which again proves our theory that we're on floating lands of water that are always moving, you know, north and south or whatever, they're always moving. So there was so much more to that. More details of that you could watch remote viewing the North Pole, but you could find that under my Rising Phoenix Mystery School, where we talk about other details of speaking to this young pilot that explained everything to us. The other thing is that was really, really amazing, as we were on a very awesome airplane. I hope that going forward, a lot of airlines will make their airplanes out of this kind of higher quality, and our airplane was made of titanium, a mixture of titanium. And what we figured out is that if the titanium, it doesn't basically pop your ears. The pressure, it stabilizes you on the airplane. So it's actually a really nice experience. It's like you're cruising with the wind. It's quite beautiful. So, but as they also put like kind of like this updated screen in front of us, which I had Gina with me in this time, and what we discovered was quite incredible. So you know how the maps that they show you like in school? So this one shows the most accurate actually shape of the world and the lands. Okay, so here we've talked about how South and North America looks like a 6-9, and it does. There's the proof. Okay, look at you all. We are two different worlds because we are on two different dragons. You see it? Here in America, North America, here's is a female dragon. It's a female dragon. There's her head, and she looks pregnant. She's pregnant. She's birthing out energy. I'll keep showing you. And your side of the world, you all, is a masculine dragon. There he is, his head, his legs, his tail. This is all of Asia. Here is his backbones, his spikes, you could say, of the dragon. A female and a male, and they're unified together. How beautiful is that, you all? We live on two big dragons. This, and now it makes sense to me. Like, okay, in this side of the world, it is definitely very feminine. The whole lands is feminine. She feels like Mother Gaia, right? Like Mother Terra. She feels like a goddess because she is, you know, that goddess, our version of, say, Mother Mary, but the Virgen de Guadalupe, the original goddess of the lands before the English came in and conquered, right? So this is what these energies feel like. Okay, but in your land, I realize that you all feel more masculine, but there is still goddesses though everywhere. So there's masculine and feminine, but the lands feel more masculine. It's quite incredible. It's beautiful to feel. So from my world to your world is so cool. Okay, so then what happened here is that, see her here, is that if you look here, Lake Michigan looks like the heart of our dragon. So there's a lot more happening than we realize. Okay. Keep looking. The other thing here is that you see, when you're looking at Ireland and you're seeing at the United Kingdom and Wales, you see that it actually fits perfectly like a puzzle piece, because what happened is with the fall of Atlantis, the dark virus did spread in the UK area. And when it did, with the Merlin sorcerer and its apprentices and dark females, priestesses that he compromised, but they allowed to be, and then they started, you know, abusing and parasitically, psychically attacking people, like basic skinwalkers, so on. So what happened is that Ireland needed to separate itself from the UK initial virus seed point. What I realized is that when I landed there is that I always understood that the AI virus, the Merlin that allowed for the Archon, again, book to you all to understand what I'm talking about, the artificial intelligence that plagues the minds of the dark entities to harm and violate and pedals and all, murder and all that kind of stuff, dark entities, okay? So I always knew that it began there, but I didn't know how it translated to our time space. And then I realized that the initial dark seed happened in your world, not in our world. And our world hung on to you like the Vesica Pisces, but veiled. And that's why you just discovered it. And then you want to watch Yeshua just walk the earth, where he explained his birth, unveiled us to unify the worlds again, to not let you completely perish. It's crazy, you all. Okay, you understand that? Let me see if you guys have any questions, comments so far. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me see. Whew. I'm hot. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Well, I don't see questions. I must be doing really good explaining everything. And someone said, I do miss English food and the vibe. Energy is incredible. You must be from England. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I feel like there's some Phoenix fire going on here because I am hotter than usual. Oh, okay, I'm good. I need a fan, something. Help me out, Zen. Okay. There's a heat wave coming out of me. It's not even that hot today. It's not like 100. It's like 70. Okay, so, all right. Someone said fish and chips hits different in the UK. We use Maris Piper potatoes, which we don't get in the US. What? I want some of those. Hence why it tastes so much better. Lots of vinegar. Yeah, you guys eat your vinegar with salt. Total game changer. We were like pouring the vinegar with salt, like the yummy vinegar. Oh my god. Yeah, it's okay. We'll figure out how to recreate that in the Americas. Okay, let's see, let's see. Okay, so back to sharing.
Everything okay?
Yeah, you have a fan for me?
Where
Where's
is
the
it,
little
Andy?
fan? Oh, it's in the cabin upstairs, in the drawer. I have a little fan I could be fanning myself with. Okay, so let's see. So, all right. So we understand that. All right. Okay. So this is why Goddess Bridget was stuck here in these lands in Ireland because she couldn't cross over because she also needed to stay there to protect her heart energy and the heart of that side of the ocean, to not let it fully again compromise. So it was absolutely emotional for her to step foot there, and she was giant, you all, like 10, 15 feet tall. When she came out of the stone, I was like, whoa. And she landed in the UK, you all. Boom. She is there. She's walking among you. This is the thing, you all. Before, when I channeled and spoke to these goddesses, even though I would speak to them from like my heart, and I would feel like they're so celestially far, but it was something that you're able to do through your heart. So now it is completely different, you all. They're not celestially far. You can find them connected in your heart, but you can find them even more so walking the land, you all. They walk the land. They portal in everywhere. If you look with your third eye, if you just close everywhere you go, if you just close your eyes and look with your third eye instead, you'll see this magical world that we are within. It is epic, you all. Okay, so let me keep sharing here. So that's that. I'll check for questions in a minute. So here we are again. So if you look here, and this is her wing, but her wing from America is embracing him like this over here, but it's underwater. So if you're looking at this world picture, see that it's underwater. Now, of course, Japan, which is in the shape of a serpentine dragon, is the tip of her wing embracing him. How beautiful is that, right? So Asia and Japan, they still remember the dragons. Something that I want to tell you all that I absolutely fell in love with you all about is that you guys, oh my God, so this Japan, right? You all like believe in in fairies and dragons, and like, but you like for real believe in them. Like, okay, in America, they told us all it's all been wiped because they killed off all the indigenous people here. So I mean, we used to believe in the dragons too when we were Mayan and we were all over the lands, and there wasn't all these like split up of indigenous people. We were all Mayans, and we understood the dragons and the magical creatures too then, but it's all been erased for us. So what they program into our minds is that dragons are not real and it's just fairy tales, right? Now, I knew that though when I woke up that that wasn't real. So I remember in America, I would talk about dragons and people would bash me, and it was a lot of opposition, especially when I was coming out. Now people are more open with like entities and so on, but 8 years ago, guys, it was crazy. And they were like, "You're talking to Dracos, you're talking to dark reptilians or whatever," and I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm talking to dragons. Dragons are real." So people thought I was crazy then. And now everybody loves dragons, right? So I love you all over there. You all didn't forget about the dragons and the fairies. Therefore, they're more alive, even more so over there. I'm so happy about that. Oh my God, it makes me so emotional. Okay? All right. Let me keep explaining here. All right. Okay, so as we're looking at this image here, we see that here she is again. Her head is Greenland, and then here, her belly is like the Americas. And it seems like the tip of her belly is like New York area, you all? Like her belly button. And then the dragon is birthing out, is getting ready to birth the energy out, which would be like the full splitting or the full ascension basically of the collective, because she's very pregnant and she's going to birth in the future our ascension, our golden era, our golden age that's going to enter us into ascension. And in the area is of course the Yucatan, Florida area here, the Gulf of Mexico, and how is right there, you all. Magical, right? Okay, so let me see, is that it? Let's see what if I have more pictures. Also, what's really, really interesting, you all, is that yeah, that's all I can say there. Okay, so when we're looking at the maps, when we're looking at the world map, you could say, so we see these two worlds, right, next to each other, these two lands. What happens is that as you keep turning and trying to see the other side, through the Antarctica series, I've explained when we saw those billions of starships that look like stars in the water in the day on our way to Hawaii, which you want to watch that video for, Cursed Lands, Cursed Gods, okay? Is that when we were going there, is that the Pacific Ocean is infinite, and like I told you, there's another world there. So when you are literally looking at this map of our lands, you see this side, but then the other side that's veiled is all water, you all of it's water, and that proves our theory again that there is something going on, another world there that we don't know about. Quite epic. I had an aura hypnosis over a month ago or two, and where there was, so interesting, they have names on them though, but it's all water according to what they have here beyond Hawaii into the Pacific Ocean. So I had an aura hypnosis session where there was a client who was on that world and an indigenous person. Interesting enough. It was pretty amazing to be able to sense that world, to get like a sneak peek into that world. Yeah. So epic. Okay. And they were basically, they look like, and again, the whole thing, like they look like indigenous but different than us. And what's going on there? What happened was that because we stayed connected to the UK area where the virus spread, it also in some form densified the rest of the worlds that are still connected, the other Earths, parallel Earths. So then that's where it initially kind of dark seeded and then spread to the rest of the world. Do you understand? So then there was something going on over there where they were trying to like cleanse something, but I can't quite remember the details. I'll look into it and see if we're able to share it. I can't remember if they allowed for it to be shared. So I mean, it'd be cool to share. Okay. All right. And then now that I've brought this up, what's it? And then if you think about it, just like looking at all these other worlds, like, okay, okay, some of these ice worlds or more water worlds, like they're just other worlds next to us. And that's truly what it means when we're talking about like a parallel Earth. That's what it really means, you all, is that it's another world next to us. It's just epic. Okay, so let me see, questions, comments so far. Doing good. Questions. Oh yeah, we have a question. So someone says, how do people watching for the first time connect with their own goddess aspect? Is this possible? Has the opening of the 13th gate help with this? Love the video. Thanks. Yes, thank you. Love you as well. So the beginning to that is that you need to start purging out what's dense and too heavy, because it'll be too hard for you to connect to your goddess and God within you. You can do it, but it's harder. Like you're too much in doubt. You're in too much, like in lower vibratory, like guilt, not believing in yourself, all these emotions and that are false, really. And so if you purge out what's attached, then you're able to connect into this goddess form. And that's why I highly recommend past life regression or a hypnosis to, you know, for you to start vibrating to that God form, goddess form that you really are. So we all have essences and fractals of these different beings waiting to be reactivated and remembered within us. We just need to become a vibratory match to be able to harness them through us and feel them once more. Okay. So we said Alaska wing of the female dragon and Russia the male dragon head are 55 miles apart across from Bering Strait, but there is a 21-hour difference because of the international date line. Yeah, that's so interesting too. It's like, you know, when you are something that we're speaking to the pilot is that when you are flying from America to England, the wind is with you, carries you there. So you can actually get there factually faster. Versus on your way back, he said, is that it takes longer because you're flying against the wind that's pushing at you, which proves our point that the sun and the moon rotate counterclockwise around us because the wind takes us in that same direction, just like the sun and the moon is spinning counterclockwise around us. You understand? From America to you, counterclockwise, counterclockwise, counterclockwise. Okay, so yeah, looking good. Let's see what's next. All right, I answered your questions, comments, looking good. All right. So, what else can we share here? All right, the heat wave seemed to have passed for now. Okay, so yeah, that's that. Let's move on to the next one. All right, y'all, it's been epic. It's epic, y'all. This video is epic. I have been dreaming of reaching Stonehenge, and we know that amazing things have been happening over England, and the crop circles have been incredible. There's also the video that I made of the twin flame curse removal of the two kind of the 6-9 spirals like this. Gigantic symbol that appeared, manifested, apparition, plasmically blue over England, and it was Stonehenge the whole time, y'all. So so hard for me to say this stuff. Okay, so I will share what I can about Stonehenge, and yep, there we are, walking towards it. Stonehenge is has been looked at, and those of you who research Merlin and know about Merlin, is that Merlin, the Dark Sorcerer, has always kind of targeted in the past. That's me saying I wanted to run in, but the guy said, "Hold on, wait a minute." I'm like, oh, I was about to boat in there. So Merlin has been trying to dark seed it in there. The reason why is because it is part of now I know what it is, but I got to figure out how to say it safely. Is part of keeping time in balance, is what I will say. Okay, so so what happened was that in order for Merlin not to get its full hands on it, is that before the fall of Atlantis, the Denans and all the goddesses, as many as they could reach, because they were able to portal through the stones everywhere, just going through the portals, and that's why they still waited for us behind the stones. Stones are actual portals. So they went to Stonehenge, and as we're speaking to people who are born over there in the UK area, they said that the stones felt empty, like something's going on, like it felt like empty. The reason why is because before the fall of Atlantis and before the Merlin was able to get to the stones completely, what happened was that the goddesses went together, and before they kind of petrified and got stuck in the stones, and they pulled out the magic from Stonehenge to protect it. Believe it or not, if they wouldn't have had done that, I mean, it would have been kind of endgame for that world. You understand? For your world over there, it would have been endgame, because at that point, if Merlin had the power of a timekeeping location, then believe it or not, it would be way worse. It would have been like the real hell that, you know, like the Bible talks about. That's what it would have been like. Okay, so to save, they pulled out the energy. You understand? So they also have been waiting to reactivate the energy there until it was a safe time that the dark entities could not use it. And it's happened, you all. It is back to crystalline energy. All the goddesses portaled in and reactivated and recharged the stones back again. If you've gone to these stones after Lionsgate 2025, the 13th gate of activation, the sacred law of the universe, which we've been talking about the gates. You want to go back and watch my videos of the Lionsgate to understand what I'm talking about. That was the gate that was opening this year, which did. And so before that, it would be so they could use this kind of like what they couldn't fully, the goddesses couldn't take all the energy out of these different stones, because it just wasn't possible. But they basically just like really minimized it, so that if they used people, the archon, the artificial intelligence, if it used people to get to the stones, because you were being used to attack these stones, and that's why we talked about the trickster energies before this video, because they were using you at fake kind of spirituality to infringe on these sacred locations by the entities you have attached, the entities attached to lands, and you've been used to harm, basically, and to keep the AI matrix going. Of course, those are, you know, whoever, especially if you don't, if you're not vibrating to love, and I mean, it just happens. It's a thing. That's what it does. So book 2 again for that. And okay, so once he was so now that the energy is back, what will happen, and I'm telling you right now, is that the goddesses are there. If you close your eyes, they are standing there, and they're on full-on warrior mode. And it's also, the ball is in their court now, and it's not happening. If you are a dark entity, no matter who you are, whether you're pretending to be positive and you're going to go in there with a group and draw on people's energies parasitically to infringe on these sacred lands, I am telling you right now that it will backfire on you too quick. And you have to be cautious with that, because can your human body take you trying to harm these sacred sites? That's a good question for you. So this is something that the goddesses are saying. You don't want to go to these locations anymore and use it. Try to rape the energy, violate the energy there. You as an individual person, and especially as a group, don't do that. It's not going to be good for you. That is dark karma that you're going to have to balance, and you don't want to be doing that. And that's a message from Goddess Bridget, the real Danans, the giants there, all the goddesses there of Atlantis. So in order to bring back the energy back to these lands, they need to protect the lands. And what will happen is, if you have an ill intent, it's a simple quantum physics, you all. If you have an ill intent, and sometimes it's an unconscious ill intent, you don't realize, that energy is going to reflect back to you, because that energy must go somewhere. If you want to harm someone energetically, it must go somewhere. And it is a time space that we're in the final battle, we're in the end game, that no one's going to take that on for you anymore. The children of the collective of the children are not going to take that on anymore. The divine mothers of creation are protecting the children in all ways that they can. So the children are not going to be allowed to be violated anymore. even though it's still happening, but it's because there's still dark entities doing this stuff on the earth. And then basically the energy that you used to be able to parasitically harm there to draw for your ego like reasons, you're not going to be able to use it anymore. So because that energy, you're not going to be able to use it, it's going to backfire on you. Do you understand? It's kind of like you are a dark sorcerer if you're casting dark spells there. And what will happen is that dark spell will repel right back to you, because no one is taking your dark spells anymore, because we're the majority. The love light is the majority. The divine mothers within these earths are the majority, and they don't consent to harm to children, whether they're older or younger children. They don't consent harm to their children of earth and the universe and the multiverse. So it's done. It's done. It's done. And I'm gonna show you continue magic of how we're in that vibration now. We understand? Questions, comments? Okay. Looking good. All right, I will keep going here. I think Goddess Bridget is like fiery. She's like in her fire mode, and that's why I'm having all these like different fire activations happening here. Okay, so okay, so where are we here? So let me see. Yeah, so it was so beautiful to be able to connect to the stones. Oh, so divine. The energy is like, whoa, when you go through there. It's like, whoa. Come at it with love and purity. You are most welcome, the goddesses said. Love and purity, not to violate or use for self-gain inverted ways, they said. There's some more. May spin around, which I do a lot, spinning around. Later on, I found out why I spun around so much, because it turns out that the Irish original giants, the nuns, did that in all ways, like, you know, when they were dancing and so on and so on. And then here's this fun one where I'm running around and just kind of like running around, just healing the stones and talking to the goddesses and spreading the energy full of love. And yeah, typically they don't let you do that stuff, but honestly, I am so much love that they typically can't say anything to me, because I'm vibrating to love. So their tried control over me is non-existing in my world. So it is not happening. Don't even bother. That's how it happens when you're with me. So here's another one, and this is the last kind of spun around when we're healing the lands there. Okay. Beautiful. The energy is just like, wow, you all. Okay, so some of the things that while you're watching these videos is that the guide's saying is that people are asking questions like, where did these stones come from? And then he explained that some of the blue stones came from another location, and it was from Priscilla Hills, which I went there too, and I have videos and pictures I'll show you about that, because something incredible happened there. You want to keep watching, you all. It's huge what happened there. So these stones are, and then he said is that they were brought over from Priscilla Hills over here. And then somebody asked, like, so how did they bring them over here? And he said, oh, they rolled them. So that's kind of funny, because it's a 4 to 5 hour drive. I mean, if you were a giant though, you could technically roll them. So maybe that's where it's coming from. But if you were a human, there's no way that you could roll them 4 to 5 hours away, right? So yeah, that was funny. And then someone else asked, like, so how did you get, like, for example, these stones here, here, like a top of here? And then they explained the way that we got them up there is that they use some kind of like levering mechanism where they can like lever them and put them there. All right, let's just be honest, you all. the only way that that could have happened is that a giant, like the nuns themselves, or the giants period, like the big green giant from Ireland, put them there. I mean, yeah, it's the only thing. But also telepath. You know, you could be telepathic, have not telepath, telekinesis back then in Atlantis, and how they got there too. Okay. Another location I went to where was this location in the Roman baths. I can't go into that story, just showing it to you there. The interesting about this, you all, it gets dark because like basically like this church here in this location, look at this, y'all. This is a bunch of dead people. They have dead people buried in the whole entire floor of this church. I mean, if we could get any more clear and that you all are using dark magic, satanic stuff through religion and whatever, I mean, you can't get any clearer than that, to bury a bunch of people on the floor and then pave over it and you make a whole church, all these people where you're using their bodies to power up your inverted matrices and your new world agendas. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Okay. All right, we'll move on from that one. Then from there we are. So we went to the Stonehenge and then we went to Priscilla Hills. Something absolutely incredible happened there. It was wow. At this kind of stone location, we were meditating, and what happened is that all of us suddenly just felt very comfy. You all are grass in Ireland are like clouds. They're soft, and they're not even moist. They're just soft. Magical grass you have, and they feel like pillows and blankets. So what happened was that I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden, boom, that's me. And the whole like the group with us pretty much went into the delta brainwave, and this happened. So what happened during that time is something really incredible happened. Is we started feeling beneath us through these stones a giant, massive celestial dragon coming in through us. And if you don't believe me, I'll have videos and pictures and stuff where I could prove, but not that I'm here to prove anything. But delete that. I don't need to prove anything. I'll just show you the stuff just because it's fun to show the magic. Anyways, so as we are kind of in the delta brainwave, this celestial dragon goes through us like this, under us, like roaring through us. The whole space is vibrating, and we are in. And I like at some point I come to a bit, and I'm like telling them like, you have to pay attention. There's a dragon, and it's going through us. Okay, so what happened was that while we were there is that we witnessed a dragon from the earth, where it is, you all, is this huge. The dragon from the earth, the universe, where there is no AI, where we've already ascended out from. And what I could explain to you is that I had an aura session, and where this client was sharing with me that days before they were going to come for their session, that they started feeling and seeing a vision, and it became a bit kind of what word, trippy, but not trippy. I don't know what other word to use, but what was happening is that they started going into their future self of them when they're 90-ish, 100-ish, if there's an age then, where there really isn't, but basically an elder form of them. And what they're doing is that they're trying to understand where they're at, because it feels like they are them, but then they are here too. So the future of them is like doing kind of like normal things around the home, like watering plants, drinking tea, rocking on a rocking chair, and it's so beautiful and divine. But what's really special is I start sensing where she's at, and I realized, I was like, you are in the world, the earth, where we've done it. We removed the AI, you all. It's gone. I said, I have never seen this yet. I've seen all the Matrix and the AI and all the, the dark timelines that they're always trying to create. But I had yet to, well, I had seen it in like years ago, but I had yet to see it in the way that this client was sensing it and seeing it. And it was epic, you all, because I realized that the best way that we could describe that is like, Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, where not Bilbo, the other one, the uncle. Text me the name, Gina. I can't remember. Oh yeah, Bilbo. It is Bilbo. Yeah, Frodo's the nephew, and Bilbo. Yes, Bilbo is sitting there, right, and he's writing the book, and that he's looking at all the past stories that humanity has gone through in his time space. So it turns out when you look at the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, you all, it says, the author says that this was a world that was real. He says that he documented it. He writes it somewhere in there. That is a world that was there before us, that had been forgotten. So it's really a documentary. And that world was Avalon, was United Kingdom, was England, where it all kind of went down. So in that time space where this client is at, they're in the world where, just like Bilbo is looking at the stories, she's looking at the stories, thinking about them like, wow, thinking about them like a distant memory, like, wow, those were some incredible things. She also has like these energetic kind of like awards or like medals on her body, like to like, this warrior made it through to that time space without getting compromised, ascended out, made it through, right? And it's so epic, that feeling, that peace. And that's what that dragon was. The dragon that was roaring through us was bringing in that world to us in this now time space. And yeah, you understand? So that is here. So that is big. So if you just tap into your heart right now, which we could talk a little bit about the 13th gate, is that you want to be in your heart. The reason why it's going to be really hard for you to be in lower emotions and like self-destruction and you self-attacking yourself and stuff like that, because it's going to be amplified, because you're going to be vibrating to that very far inverted world. Okay, so you still, we're still in the 3D technically, but you can vibrate to, as best as possible, your heart, where you're self-loving, where you're self-caring, where you're not self-sabotaging yourself. Because then you're going to be pulled into that. And once you get pulled into that, it's going to be really hard. It's like a sinkhole that you can't get out, and you barely are breathing out from it, because the 13th gate has activated, and the universal law of love is everywhere right now. So if you close your eyes and you just go into your heart, you will feel that peace. And that peace, you all, is the dragon that has bridged in the future earths that have ascended out, and there's no AI there, you all. It's epic, you all. If you've been watching my content, this is huge. I mean, we even wrote books on it, right? Book 2 all about this AI. Wow, such an epic time to be on Earth right now. Okay. So much to talk about. I'm trying to hurry. Okay. How am I doing, you all? You guys doing good? Let me know. Questions, comments. Let me look so far. Whew. Was the Lady of the Lake one of the 7 goddesses? Yes. But also she is basically the phoenix in form, as a divine mother goddess, but she could also be seen like, water, the goddess of water, but really she's the phoenix of your world. Okay, I mean, also Mother Sophia of your world. Yeah, could be connected to the water element of the 7 goddesses. Yeah, which we'll talk more about the 7 goddesses in a minute. And someone said, can you explain how the green giant is connected to Ireland? We're going to talk about that in a minute because we ran into him. So someone said, does this mean that all the sacred sites throughout Earth are now protected by the goddesses and no longer can be used in harm? That's what I'm saying, you all. That's what I'm saying. Now, but it's only the goddesses that have been freed. Okay, there are goddesses that are still contained in certain lands that are still too dense, that are being violated. Like, you know, maybe some lands, like, I'm not gonna name them, but because I don't want to put more target on them. So not all goddesses of the lands of basically the collective embodiment, the celestial energy of the land, which is the goddesses, have been freed. So the ones that are free, though, are able to connect through most stones, but the lands need to be entity removed and crystallized further so that those lands can be activated, so that those goddesses in those lands can be freed. So does it mean that everywhere all over the earth? Yes and no. Yes, because they can go everywhere where it's crystallized, and no, because they can't go to the locations where there's still curses there, because and the goddesses are stuck or jail celled or petrified. You understand? So it's a lot of work. When we're doing amazing. I love your question. Thank you for your question. Okay. So 13th gate key. You understand? Let me know if you have any questions on the 13th gate. That's overall the summary to how you want to be vibrating to love. Just remember, basically, the simplest thing that you can remember when you're not vibrating to love as best as possible, right, is that when you start being negative towards yourself or negative towards others, is that's the illusion. That's the archon, the artificial, that's the dark entities. Would God source, love, light, tell you, the creator, tell you that you are horrible, that you're not worthy, and so on? No, that's all false. New World Order programming, Illuminati stuff, you know, that we don't align to, right? So remember that when you are feeling a lower vibrational emotion, is that's not God, source, love, light. That's not the creator. Creator would never say that to you. Creator's just love. That's the dark entities playing games with you. So do you want to vibrate to the world and be stuck in that world? I would say no, right? Then you choose and believe them. But you are making a choice. Who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe the dark entities that are lying to you, that are either attached to you or in your environment, if you haven't fully healed them? Or are you going to believe God's source, who is love and loves you infinitely and conditionally? No matter what. It's just absolutely beautiful. Welcome, come home, remember in your bones, you belong to light. Welcome, come home, remember in your bones, you belong to light. Welcome, come home, remember in your bones, you belong to light. Remember. All right. Okay, so this questions, comments, looking good there. Someone say you're running around like a little fairy, so much fun. I have pictures where I look like a fairy. I'll show you in a minute. Not a minute, guys. This is gonna be a couple hours. I'm gonna try to hurry, but this is too much to try to cover in one video. All right, cool. So let me see. So hang on there. It's epic, you all. It gets, believe it or not, it gets even better. Every minute that you're here with me, guys, is gonna get even more and more epic because it's a rising right now that's happening. Yep. All right, so here we go. So okay, so that's me laying there in the dragon realm, feeling the dragon from the earths where there's no AI. All right, so then what happens from there is that we find another stone circle somewhere there in Priscilla. Mounds. Remember what I said, Priscilla? They said that that's where some of the blue stones, the healing stones, came from to be put in Stonehenge. Okay, so this is the location. So what happens is that you're gonna have to kind of just watch me dance around. So just listen to my higher self. Like, dance around, dance around. So I come out of the stone circle, I'm dancing, right? All right. Watching me dance, watching me dance. All right. Woo! Yeah. Okay. So what happens from there, you all? You're not gonna believe this. This is epic. Okay, I just came out of the stones, dancing out of the stone circle. You all, close your eyes for a minute. Close your eyes. I'm gonna load it. Here we go. Okay. So let me show you. Let me show you. So I came out of the stone circle. I'm looking down at the video, right? So we're looking down at the video. We're looking back. Remember, here's the stone circle behind me, right? So I come out of the stone circle. I walk this way. I'm all the way over here, out of the stone circle. Not too far, just like kind of right in front of it. Okay, right there. There's the stone circle I'm bowing to. And this happens, you all. One, feels like seconds. I'm looking at my phone, looking at the video. It's like, oh, it's a good video. Boom, you all. 9 horses. 9 wild horses inside the stones, you all. Look at this, too. Okay. It's big. For those of you who know about horses, okay, this is what happened. Okay. These 2 back here, these 2 wild horses are talking to me, and he says that this is his princess, and that they're here to birth in these powerful unicorn Pegasus, right? Like this new breed of unicorns that we haven't had on Earth since the fall of Atlantis. They've been waiting to bridge back forth. Okay, so again, you all, I'm looking down. I look up. There are nine horses, and this is me like pulling my phone out and finally recording. When we look up at them, they're looking straight at us, all still like this, like they just have portaled in the minute we looked at them. And I'll show you a picture that Gina got where their legs are morphing. Okay, they're right there inside the circle, you all. See this grass right here? Remember that circle grass? That's where I came out from. This is all the stones. 9 horses, unicorns, Pegasus. Okay, and this is what they say. Okay, so what happens is that, I'll let you watch that, right? Okay. Is that, there they are. And the minute I start singing, they start running. You'll see them do that in a minute. So he says they're here to birth in a new, right, line of Pegasus. This is epic, you all. Watch this. Do you see something? Look at you all. About 5-6 days later, I did not review the video because you're moving, you're traveling. You can't really watch stuff while you're traveling. You all, look at, she is full on pregnant. And if you paid attention, you all, it's not just her who's pregnant. Because later on, so the minute I start singing, they start running. That's when they know that they're done. They're gonna run into the outside of the portal that they just portaled in of the stones. And there he is, the prince there, kind of saying bye. Okay, look at this, you all. Okay, so that's from that perspective. We're right in front of them. Okay. Also, there is a practitioner named Claire, and she says that Circle of Light Healer, Crystal, and Sophia, she usually helps out here, and in the classes, she says that, she has horses. There's no way that you're not going to hear 9 horses coming at you. You would hear their trotting. Okay. So then later on, let's look at this video again, you all. If you look here, I was showing the guides, one of them, how it happened, how the 9 horses portal in, and this guide was incredible. Basically, again, remember, they understand this magic world. They don't think it's make-believe and fairy tales. They know that it is real. So I show him this video, and he says, I breed horses. He says, it's not just that one. He says, if you pay attention, he says, half of these horses are pregnant. And he says, you all, this is so epic and huge. He says, the one that I said that was the princess, he says, that one is just about any minute about to have the baby. And this is what's even more epic, you all. You see her turn, look, that one, see, she's pregnant. She's pregnant. Look at how big she is here. He says she's about to have her baby. Then we meet up with the practitioners later. And one of the practitioners says while they were there is that there was a giant Pegasus that had landed, and she's like, "Whoa! I've never seen a Pegasus this." Well, she thought it was a unicorn, and I explained it's a Pegasus because she said that it had a horn and it had wings. And I said, "Oh yeah, I've seen these when I'm doing quantum galactic Akashic readings. When people come to me and they're angels, they're often on these Pegasus." And I said, "Whoa!" And she said there were Archangel Pegasus, and I said, "Yes." So then that's what who she was birthing. A practitioner who didn't know that this was happening in this times, in our time space, she saw the Pegasus born, and the Archangel Pegasus are back, you all. You can't make this stuff up. Look at how pregnant she is. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. Look at, she could barely trot away. God. I hope you guys are crying because I'm crying. Oh my God, this is like so emotional. So full of love. Okay, you all, I'm telling you, the magic gets more and more real. Here's another video where Jeffrey and Claire from the UK were behind us, and they look up and they see the horses there in front of us. Jeffrey says guardians. That's right, they're guardians. Oh, the magic realm, he said. And you see that energy? That's how it feels, so peaceful. This peace that you've never felt in your life. And this is from another perspective, inside the stone. And then those of you who have horses, you know that this is not something that anyone could pull off. 9 of them inside a stone circle out of nowhere. Okay. And then look at us, look. Oh, that's me freaking out. That's me like, whoa! It's just like a feeling undescribable, all right? Okay, so that's that. There's still so much to share, but let me see if there's anything else I need to share here. Okay, so something that was happening though in the middle amongst that is that, remember that dragon that came through us when we were at the other stone circle. What the dragon said is that he was activating our dragon chromosomes. And what does that mean? Look at this, you all. This is minutes after the dragon said that. There is literal X chromosomes in the sun reflection. So what you're looking at right now is the dragon chromosome activations on Earth. So something that you want to be working on to activate. Try to find some stones that are sacred near your home. And again, you want to know entity removal. You got to be cautious because there's could be some dark curses there and stuff. So you really want to do it safely. Again, I recommend A.U.R.A, Hypnosis, and Raw Reiki for that. All right, so that's that. Let me see if you guys have any questions, comments. From there, we went to a really incredible castle. I'm not going to go details into this. But what happened when we went to the castle is that we found that all these like young duchesses and queens and princesses, the way that the UK went and say conquered Wales, conquered like the north side of Ireland, is that they took the princesses, no matter what age they were, from different locations, married them with these men. It was dark, you all, like, there were virgins. The men had to rape the young girls. And then when they raped the girls, then they tied the lands with this dark sorcery. So that's what we found in these different locations, basically helping them heal from the trauma of being used like this, to bind different lands. Scotland, right, is also part of the UK, if I remember what they said. Is that what they said? Yeah, pretty sure it is. And so nasty how they did that. Okay. Then from there, I'm going to go into the pictures. Oh, let me show you a quick picture. Of the unicorn's leg morphing in. Let's see. Can you see it here? Is this one it? Yeah, I think this one's it. Okay, let me download that here. Whew, Goddess Bridget is fire, you all. Whew, you guys feeling that fire? I am. Goodness. Energy's alive there too. Like you will see like the plasma energy coming out of these. Now, of course, we're working on the energies and we're, bringing these crystalline energies back. So you're going to see them. Let's see. What other one do I need to load here? Okay, yeah, that one I need. Okay, got them both. Okay, all right. The two pictures, bear with me, that I didn't have that Gina just sent me over. Everything else I do have prepared. So, show you a quick understanding too. Let's just, I don't know where this is at. The picture was taken, but I'll just put it here. And then that was Cliff's Mohair. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Find the image. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so let's keep going. So the next place that I want to go over is, okay, we talked about that. Okay. Keep an eye on, again, my social medias, especially Facebook, where I'm able to add like albums at. I'm gonna add some of these pictures that are so beautiful. But see here, this is called Bryn Silly Dua Chamber. It's so beautiful. You go into it, and let me see what picture would be good here. It's a mound, and of course I run around it like that.
You okay?
Oh, ice water would be really good right now. Thank you for that.
No.
Ah! Can you put it right here?
Yes.
Thank you. I feel like a volcano right now. Thank you.
Sure you're okay?
Yeah. I'm red for my face, and I don't turn red ever. Okay, let me see. So that's that, and then we go. It's so beautiful. You could go into it here. Go into it, and there's some stones inside. Y'all, like, it's just so beautiful there. Okay, here's under. I don't know if it was there. I just put it here, but see the energy coming out of this flower. It's like the sprite energy of the flower is like the being there. Okay, all right, we're there. And then here, I'm gonna upload these soon in the next couple days. Like but looking at like, it took lots of pictures everywhere, right? But like, whoa, the energy, you all. Oh my god. And in this one too, something's happening with the sun. Look, it's an egg. It's a dragon egg. There's no reason through quantum physics why that would be an egg unless it's the actual egg. Yeah, more and more videos. And lots of places that I went to there. Let me see. Me singing a lot everywhere. You saw that one. The A.U.R.A stones. So Stonehenge. Castle. Oh, cute little dragon. He really liked me. He liked us all though. This one's pretty cool. Is the phoenix in there? No, not that one yet. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, I'll keep going here in order. All right, so back to here, we did that. Okay, then we go to Glastonbury, which is another dark story about the way that they took the young priestesses, and it was dark, you all. I'll tell you briefly. I mean, so this is like a church, and they factually have written here for real, y'all. Here, at the center of like this ancient ruin, that they have King Arthur and Guinevere actually buried there, and they do have a piece of them there, which has been Divine Mother healed them. They're free, so they can't use that power anymore. Yeah, King Arthur and Guinevere, they can't use that anymore. Cool, I got my book here. Yeah. I sold my book there, and it's probably gone, but it was only like 1 or 2 books. They were so nice. Thank you for selling my book there. All right, I gave them 2 of my books. I got a whole 10 pounds, which I hear is a lot of money for books. And I gave them the second one for just for free or for fun. Okay, so here it's dark, you all. Skinwalkers and skinwalkers. The other thing that we started running into is that like every location we went to, even I forgot to tell you, like at Stonehenge, there was this, if you look it up, Morgan Le Fay, she was the darkest of the darkest. Turns out that she's Merlin's twin flame, and Wikipedia is actually accurate on this one. You're gonna read, if you go through it, Wikipedia, Morgan Le Fay, she violated men over and over. You've heard about this, like she had like in different like stories, like fairy tales but not fairy tales, where she had her own island, and you'll see this through different like stories of goddesses, and she would take the men and rape them there. She was so vile. This is for real, you all. This on Wikipedia. The men, they knew of her so that she wouldn't rape them. They would cut off their penis, you all. For real. So we would find, which was the skinwalker, say the original skinwalker of these dark witches, and they would kind of like go to these locations. They knew that something was like happening at these locations. They would pop up. We ran into them in Stonehenge, ran into them here, and we were like, you know, we're tourists. Yeah, we are. Yeah, so just want to explain that there's something happening there, shifting the energies when the goddesses were clearing the lands. The minute that they were able to bridge in, they were doing all the work, and the angels clearing the lands. We're just kind of like beloved, and then they do it all. It's pretty epic, y'all, how we teach that. And then we know the sacred alchemy, the sacred symbols, you know, to be highest vibrational love light, so that they could, you know, come in and assist the benevolence. So here we are at Glastonbury Tor, and this I talked about it in the Trickster video, and we talked about the cave where there was factually men getting naked in front of little babies and children, claiming that it was spiritual, or where there was also back to the Avery stones is where there was like spiritual groups putting their hands on each other's sacrals, like physically, like drawing on each other's energies, laying on these stones, violating them. This is what I'm talking about, you all. So watch that video. It's disgusting, but you definitely need to watch it to watch out for this stuff, because that era is done, you all. I don't know about you all. I mean, I knew the minute I woke up, I wasn't part of that dark inverted era. I've always been here, like holding the space for you to wake up from it and sending you love to wake up from it. So I'm just waiting. Come on, let's go. So yeah, so it's really beautiful here, Glastonbury Tor. But under here, like down at the bottom, when you go down this like massive hill, is where the cave was at, that dark cave where there's factually orgies. Like this is not made up, y'all. Everyone knows it. There's orgies there at night and during their pagan, they use pagan holidays, whatever events, not pagan. The original pagan was benevolent and of the elements, you know, not the dark stuff that they're using it for. Okay. Yeah, so this is us. It's quite a hike. It's quite beautiful hike up. So then this is us. And something interesting happened. So we do like the mantras, which are like Buddhist mantras, and like ah, om, right though. And something happens to the video. Check this out, y'all. Because I recorded the whole thing and there's some kind of time lapse. So if you pay attention, yam is the heart mudra, mantra. The heart, yam, Y-A-M. And we did all of them. We did which is a crown chakra, om, which is third eye, ham, which is throat. We did them all, and the only part that recorded was when we did yam. And then you saw how it cut out there, and then it completely missed the rest of them after. That is magical. It only recorded yam, which is the heart. So then from there, it's so beautiful. We're climbing down. So this is the view from the top. We're watching like the beginning of the sunset. It's so windy, so much dragon energy there. The wind is the dragons. And of course, it's a half moon time. Okay. And then, oh, we find some apples. And this is me eating apples. Yum. They were so good. Something about me, if you know me, like we do all this like tough stuff, but I'm pretty funny. You laugh a lot and dance a lot with me. So as we're going down and we're about to go to that dark story I told you about where people were having orgies at with children and molesting them. Okay, before we went there, this is what happened. Okay, so if you're ever done our Isis Priestess course, we talk about this star. It's very sacred, and it's Yeshua's star. He would stand at the center of the star while the 12 disciples, really the 12 archangels, and their twin flames would stand at each corner, and this is how he was brought the two worlds. And I mean, he was incredible because he had the archangels with him who were guiding him and protecting him in all ways. Okay, so as we are coming down, Tor, there it is, you all. You can't make this stuff up. There's a star, and it says love. The star. Let me find the full video. I don't know where it's at, but it says love, joy. There's his heart with the star. His heart, Yeshua heart, and hugs, you all. So this is a major thing for you all. If you want any guidance to any of your questions on how to ride the universal law of love, now that the Lionsgate 13 gate has been open and everyone's heart is activating if they allow it, this is how you do it. Yeshua has a message for you. Love, joy, and hugs. And don't forget about your beautiful heart. And don't forget to call the angels who are guiding and protecting us all. Okay? And remove yourself from the AI system that they're dark. I'll just show you a little bit of my aim. This was fun because what happened here? Let me try to remember. So sacred. So basically, I forgot which goddess this was. Gina, if you remember which goddess they said it was, but it was one of the goddesses. And basically, once you're there, you can't get out unless you throw a stone and you hit the bell here. And this is me. Grabbing my stone and getting ready. I got pretty good aim. Look at this.
Is there a third one?
One try.
Whoa.
Does that count? Whoa. But instead of hitting the bell, I hit the heart. Anyway, so we played the game. We were just having fun, and all of us hit the bell. I did it in the first try, I want to say. Okay, so on our journey back, we're looking, it is magical again because it's the half moon, and look at that. Oh, incredible views, you all. Just the beauty is immense. Okay, so another place. So let me see if you guys have any questions or comments before I move on, because I've been talking a while. Let's see if you guys have questions. Okay, probably another 30 minutes or less before we finish up the video. Okay. Angel bumps, yeah. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I don't see any questions. Okay, comments. Okay, we're good. All right, keep going, keep going. I try not to miss those when I can. Okay, so we're back here to sharing, share pictures. All right, got the right one. Here we go. Okay, so here are the pictures. Okay, so next place is called North that we go to. And we are quite magical the way we sing everywhere. I mean, we have even, it is quite emotional, you all. We're just singing. I gotta show you the video of singing because it is emotional. Here we're singing to the collective of children. And this is why we kind of look a little sad because we're singing to just to heal.
The sun, for it always shines again, always. And I imagine the seeing you out, bringing you happiness, loving you.
Everybody's in tears.
And you can trust me in finding your way.
And now I'm crying.
And like yourself, wasn't always this way. Show you the heavens higher, stars so high.
So this is what happens. Basically, the bus driver is negative polarized. And this is what happens being in the bus with us, you all. It was hard to get on the bus with this guy. But
Shining bright, and you can keep all the tears out of reach. And I will always be near, count on me. Everything was for love. Everything was for love. Everything was for love. Everything was for love. Everything was for love.
and everything was for love. And that is a song by Carla Morrison. You guys can check out where that is named. Everything was for love. Because everything what is and was for love, created from love and shall always be love, no matter what. It will always be love. Everything that is organic is created from love, from Divine Mother and Father, and no one could ever take that away from you. No one. No one. You are powerful, you are strong, you are loved, you are empowered, you are held with infinite love. You are embraced every day, you are cherished, you are adored. Don't forget that. You just forgotten. So he turns into a nice bus driver and wants us to sing now. And yeah, it's fun, you all. It's fun. Our retreats are so much fun. Right now, again, I'm not, if you want to join our retreats, you would have to become A.U.R.A certified. Join us at our live online workshop in September and November. Come blow some bubbles with us, you all. So much fun. And then from there, so this is North, where we have an incredible guide. So incredible, you all. The ways that the divine set up all these beautiful people and guides, it's like you were in another world. So these stones are pretty amazing. Oh my God, are they like incredible? So okay, so what's happening here is as you're looking at the stones, they all have monoglyphs or hieroglyphs, whatever. And then you could go inside of them, but sometimes, most of them, they won't let you go inside of them, but at least you can really be there. They won't let you touch them, but you'll sneak a little touch here and there. So then they have spirals. See all that? Epic. And this is what one of my necklace that I showed you at the beginning that has a symbol. One of these stones has it on there. Okay. All right. So what happens here is that okay, so let me explain to you why are these why are the spirals in these giant boulders that are holding up this mound? The reason why is you all because the goddesses, they explained, the guide literally explained that the 7 goddesses were in there. Or well, she didn't say they were in there, but this was the mound of the 7 goddesses, you all. So what we see is what's happening is that they are who imprinted these spirals on these giant boulders from their time space inside, waiting to say, I'm petrified to join us here. See if I have a video. I mostly have pictures. So you can see how massive they are. I don't have a video. Yeah, but they're big, big, big. This is, okay, this is a picture here. See that? Huge. I forgot the diameters, but it was pretty big. All these have these symbols. So the goddesses are inside, and they are who have created and imprinted. Remember how I said the goddesses are inside and they could create and really kind of make miracles? Well, I didn't share that, but I'll share in the future. They could do that. They're making the symbols from inside. You understand? Okay. All right. So here. And they're alchemy symbols, bringing in the power, holding the construct. These symbols are so important, and I'm so thankful that they're being protected to this day. Make sure that they stay protected, you all in Ireland. Make sure you keep up with that, because they're holy, sacred lands. And so then the alchemy symbols protect the energy, okay? So then what we saw is the literal goddesses, you all, this is when it happened, come out from the mound. They portaled out and they were all around us. Epic. No other words. Epic. So this is where I began at the beginning of the video, and I said that before I could feel the goddesses within my heart, or celestially very, very far, talking from Pleiades, where the 7 goddesses are really from, the 7 sisters, or the 7 elements. From within the elements. Now they walk among us, you all. I'm telling you, if you need their assistance, which are again the earth, the fire, the water, the wind, the spirits, the goddess forms, the crystal, the womb, and the organic darkness, they are waiting to connect to you. Call on them. They are there in a second. They could be walking around in your home and land and protecting it. Absolutely. And like we said, no infringements allowed there. So they are here. So then from there, this is south. Let's see, and what else do we see here? More dark stuff. This is kind of pretty dark, but I'm not gonna go into it. But again, the animals are gonna make the ascension up. Send us.
Oh, yay.
So I'm talking to them, and they're talking back to me.
Anywhere else on the land and the world, tell them.
So I'm talking to them because they're saying that they have a curse on them, and we're helping them out, is what I can say there. Yeah, we'll skip that. And then we went to a cave, which got pretty dark because remember those ladies that made contracts, skinwalkers that made contracts with Merlin, the dark sorcerer? They were pretty nasty. Once they get contracted in, and then one of them is there's Morgan Le Fay, there's Morgan, and then there's Morgana. Morgana is Morgan Le Fay, and then there's a Morgan. Morgan, turns out that she was the daughter of Bridget, you all. And what happened is that they were in a fight, and they did something to her, the Merlin and all these dark skinwalkers, powered up by the people's they basically were using other people's energies to siphon to make themselves stronger. The way that dark people work and entities is that they don't know how to tap into the divinity of love light. So what they do is that they attach to you to draw from you to power themselves up. So then the more that they collect of you, of many other people, the stronger they get, because they're accumulating the power of other people into themselves. You understand? So we always taught that we don't do that. We don't overstep boundaries. We don't harm anyone. We don't do that, right? So these dark entities grow in power because the people allow, in some form, whether unconsciously or consciously, to be their batteries to power up their parasitic simulations. Okay, so we go to this cave there where this Morgan is at. So it turns out that she was positive. There's a skinwalker in there, you all. A dark skinwalker. And it is known that people see giant black cat, which looks like a skinwalker. Watched a video on Grand Canyon. Which one was that one called? We'll add it there. Grand Canyon, where we have pictures and videos of the skinwalker. Here we didn't get the pictures and videos, but definitely was in there. If you go past in there too, it's also at the center. It's in the shape of a seed, so it's shape of, looks like a vagina, like that. So this was a birthing cave, just like we showed you the birthing cave of Sedona. There's a birthing cave here, and this lady Morrigan was there, and she was basically cursed and taken from her mother, goddess Bridget. And she was powerful because she was a giant, you know, one of the nuns, and she was by force controlled through this dark sorcery it got pretty nasty, y'all. Like, she was under a spell, so she would have her babies, like she would get pregnant by men, have her babies and cut them up, and I don't know, so like skinwalkers and stuff like that there. Yeah, so we'll move on from that. But same kind of thing happening there. Then we went to Giant, at some point we also went to Giant's Castaway. You've seen it. It looks like a giant tree. See this hexagonals everywhere, which is technically a tree. When you look at a small tree, they also have hexagonals in them. Okay. Epic again. What we found there was a big green giant from their time space. Look, I mean, they believe in this stuff, you all. Right here, a 9.5 foot. He was there. And then this tree was very important to connect to the tree of life there. And there's dark stuff that we cleared and all that kind of stuff. But it's so beautiful, you all. Beautiful, beautiful. What happened there? Is that the one? No, it's another one. Yeah, starts raining. Okay. Let's see what else I want to show here. There's so much to share. I love this one. I'm so confident, and I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today.
So we meet.
That's fun. So, okay, we are unstoppable. That we are. All of us are. Step into your power. You are unstoppable. The infinite love and protection that is among us is just boundless, you know, especially now after 2025 Lionscape. All right, so here we go. We're just about done. All right, we've been here a couple hours. We're just about done. All right, so what else? So from there, the next place we go to, it's Dunlas Castle. And this happens here. Oh, I'll show you a couple little memorabilia which I got from the different locations. By the way, their memorabilia was so awesome in the gift shop. So this is from the stones that we were just looking, and it's not fake. It's like made out of what is it made of? Limestone? Yeah, local limestone carved. It's not like, you know, plastic. It's stone. And then I got this little memorabilia from Stonehenge to remember. And I mean, such cute stuff, guys. Little pop-up book talking about Stonehenge. It's like adorable. All right. Love to the gift shops there. All right. So then from there, let me show you this castle here. I might need a restroom break, guys. I think I do actually. Oh, I drank too much. Okay, give me a second. I know we're live, but I really gotta use it. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had to run upstairs. The bathroom was being used down here. Okay, so back to here. Okay. So this is Dunlas Castle. I really love the art too from the Celtic, especially I am so into all these alchemy symbols that they used. And I have this beautiful wrap that I gotta show you guys that that I got, which I was gonna wear, but then I got too hot. So beautiful, so protective. This energy is so protective and it's color emerald, so gorgeous. Yeah, so even looking at this, understanding, like looking at this, is that this symbol here is Celtic knot, is assisting, assisting, like protecting. So let's see what else. Um, it was so beautiful here. A little overview of the castle. And it turns out that it was the castle, which I had no idea, that I was advertising. You remember, guys, remember that one castle that I kept advertising? It was this one by the beach. Oh, it was just epic, you all. Something really beautiful happened there, and we began basically to see the energy shifting of the Lion's Gate while we were there. We were seeing rainbows, of course, in some locations, and the bubbles were pretty cool. Like the bubbles we would blow out. Look at that one. Look at that, y'all. It's pretty cool. It's like it's that 6-9 mother and father spiral inside the bubble. Wow, right? Okay. What else here? And this is Cliffs of Moher now. Cliffs of Moher. And what happens there is that we're looking at the waves. And was it this one? Oh, so cool. We see, look at, you see Poseidon right there. Look, his head. He's got like a cape on or something of water. His legs, his crown. Yeah, Gina caught that. Isn't that amazing? Look how big he is too, because this cliff is huge, gigantic. And so he's big there. I mean, at least 15, 20 feet of a wave there into the shape of Poseidon, telling you he's free. Because something that happened is in one of the locations when the Lionscape was going, was activating, is that what we saw them at this gate, a golden gate, is we saw all these gods and goddesses and beings, right? What I'm talking about, that haven't been able to reach the earth, line up, and even beings from the stars that haven't been able to come to earth, again because of the density, and they started lining up, and they would come in like, say, like kind of like a countdown to the new year, like a countdown to the gate after, and then the gates, the golden gates, opened up, and you could feel the shift in your body when it was happening, and then the rows of benevolent beings, guardians, were entering through the gates, coming back again. And one of the ones was Poseidon, is why he shows his image there. Yeah, so they're here, they're able to energetically be here now. Yay. Okay, let's see, what else can I show you here? Everywhere we sang and we sang. You find that it's like when you go to the darkest places that you can think of, and then, you know, there's, I'm talking about it all very lightly, you all, but some of it was really dark, like a lot of, you know, pedophilia, incest, you know, the way that they binded some of those duchesses, and it was incest. And I mean, that you can look up, and that is factually true again. So it's dark stuff, you all. And so the only way that you can shift the attachments here and the entities there, you all, is by singing and love. And just like that, the energy shifts. You feel really heavy, like you can't bear it, like you're crying, you could be sad about it, but if you just vibrate to love and shift it out, is the way you do it. Just like Yeshua told us, joy, your heart, and hugs and love. So that's how we do it. That's how we shift the energies wherever we go. So let's see what else here. So we're at Cliff of Moher here, Cliffs of Moher. You know, you've seen this epic picture. It's often shown part of Ireland. Okay. Just a little video. Look at how, oh my God, this is just incredible energy. That's one of the caves there, where Poseidon was standing at. Huge.
Dragons use treadmills?
Okay, so that's that. You saw the picture of Poseidon. Alright, got that. Waves. Waves and waves. We're standing there and it is incredible, the energy. Whew, so divine. Yeah, it's just like there's nothing else but to just stand there and like pull up your arms and just channel it through. It is epic. Let's see. And of course we're singing. Again, I mean, the people who are dark, you know, they don't like it when you sing, but they can't mess with us because we're shielded with love light. Do we have a video of us singing there? Thought we did. Might have not gotten it already. Where is the video? I think, oh.
There's not much long left now. You left all alone. Wake up, come home, remember your bones. That you belong to life. Wake up, come home, remember your bones. You belong to life.
Yeah, so we were singing there. Here's another one.
Living life on the merry-go-round. You can find a fire. I see it in you, so keep walking out.
And on and on and on. All right. Yes, Rising Phoenix Mystery School is also a choir. All right, so this is a really cool video. So watch this. Look at this. Watch the sun interacting with the light inside the clouds. Look at how the light moves through the clouds. Watch it. And then there's rainbow. No, that's the end. No. Okay. Isn't that wow? You are. And look at even at the end when it exits out, how the light still lingers in the cloud. Watch it. Linger. Wow, you see that? The energy traveling through that? Yeah, the sun was lit, of course, during our time there. And then what happens is, again, the animals are all drawn to us. So, you know, there's again, look at these white cows. The cows in England are so precious. There's all of us petting them. And here, he tried to steal my sweater. He tried to eat my sweater, so I was like, let me give you a dandelion instead. Veluvia. Watch out. You all. All right. And this is funny pictures of me petting, and then the cow tries to eat. Okay, so let's see. So again, these cows were like somewhere really, really far. Like if you look here, like the field, it's super far. And the minute that they felt, this is kind of like, you know, a little bit of how far they were, but it goes on. And they all came closer because they just love our energy. Plus, we don't eat cows, which I'm sure it's in our favor that they like us, because we're vegan. Oh, it's just incredible. I want to show this video right here of Claire. Good. This is like so fancy. Hopefully you don't mind, Claire. But wow. Like the energy that was felt is just like so much freedom you're feeling. Lionsgate energy, freedom. Looking so beautiful there. All right, and then next is, we're just about done, I think. It's 3 here. Okay, so the next thing that happens is we go to Usnek, where we spent a incredible time. The guide is absolutely beautiful. We love him as well. It turns out that they kind of just do this, and he actually did it just because he's a volunteer and he does it for people and because he loves the place so much, which, oh my God, so beautiful. But let's see, we're here. Let's see what else, what I can show you here so we can hurry up. Oh, there's like fairies everywhere. There's fairy forests. He's talking about the fairies and how real they are because they are real. There's a fairy forest. Look at that, y'all. That's enchanting. Yep. Okay. You might have seen this around. Honoring the goddesses again. We get to see the sun go down, and we also build a bonfire. They're so sweet. They built a bonfire for us. Again, you all, when you vibrate to love, things just flow. That doesn't need to be all crazy and nasty. You could just flow, you all. Yep. And what else? Here, what are we doing here? We're just walking. But look at the lands. Oh, incredible, right? And more lands. This whole area is so sacred. So sacred. Okay, and then we're watching the sundown. More pictures. And guess what happens again? The cows are super far again. Oh, where do we go? Oh, and they come to us again. And look at the cows. I'm telling you guys got some beautiful cows there. And they come be with us now. They can't get close to see this. They're close to us, but they can't. I think one of them touches it. But it's got electricity in it. But yeah, they're trying to come to us, but they can't. And there they are again. Okay. Wow. Our cows are so sacred. Okay, and then here is quite magical. You can feel the shift. Right here. Was it here, this one? We're entering a sacred slan here. Is it this one? Yeah, right here. You can feel the energy shift.
From this point, A.U.R.A, I'll ask you to take the lead.
He says I could take front. And I'm like, what? And then we step in. You enter a true elven realm, you all. And it is, wow, you can feel the energy shift the minute you saw me go in there. Something so beautiful is, again, our goal is to save the entities, the skinwalkers, the monsters, because they just have to remember their light. That's all they need to remember. So yeah, we sing and we sing more and more and more. Let me see, where's the video where we're singing here? Is it this one? Not that one. This is a really beautiful one. Well, they're all beautiful. No clip. Is it this one?
The resting place of the goddess.
So here we go. singing. And then there's a beautiful time where we feel again like these goddesses releasing. Is it this video? Oh yeah. So it's both like sorrow and but happiness at the same time. Because you can feel like the pain that's happened there. But then you also feel the healing. So it's like a happy sadness at the same time. So that is so beautiful. And then we get to make a fire, and it's on a full moon, and we get to see the full moon. Okay. And then, yeah, the fire is, whoa. And there we're starting to see the full moon come up. And she comes up, and she's glorious. Something that happened there is that sometimes she would come up in red, which I'll show you the video of that. And there shouldn't be, they said they've never seen, the UK people said that they've never seen her red. And here it happens. I see it all the time, like in Chicago. She doesn't need to be full moon. She could be half moon, she could be crescent, and she'll come up red. So that was beautiful for them to witness that. Something really cool I want to show too is like the light that would come out from us. Like here, this is pretty cool. Is it this one? Oh, at the Roman baths. Look at this light, you all. Now, see, there's a white spot coming out of my head while this energy is coming out from the back. It's quite amazing. And then what else? There's lights here. We showed you that one. Showed you that one. Oh, this one's pretty amazing. How the energy comes out, and you can see it in the picture. You saw it when I was playing the video. So I'm doing, this is Shakti. Shakti means divine feminine energy, Shakti through Buddhism. So I'm doing the mudra of Shakti. Look at the emerald light that comes out from the mudra. You can't make this up, you all. So crystalline energy coming out. Look, see the emerald light? You saw it in the video that I played. I could show the video again here. You can see it coming out right here. As I'm doing Shakti. There it is. You see it? You see it? Isn't that cool? Oh, so cool. So how the elements, interact with you. Here we are sitting by the fire, and of course, my whole head is violet, purple. Look at that. My whole aura energy. Pretty cool. All right. So the way that the plasma light, you can see it. It's amazing how we could capture it. We're finishing up here. Oh my goodness. So what else can I share? Okay, I gotta show you. Oh my god. Oh, there's still so much. All right, we're on Hail Tara. Hail Tara. Let's do this. All right, we got this. We got this. Might as well finish stuff. But if you made it this far, you are incredible. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Watch this. Okay, so we're on Hill of Tara. Okay, so let's see. What do we want to share here? This is pretty cool. Look at the phoenix right above me as I'm hugging the stone. So beautiful. And then something happens as we're working on the the energies, and I'm running around in circles, is that the whole sky parts, you can't see it into a circle. So like if you're looking up at the sky, say you're looking at the sky and there's clouds everywhere. So the whole sky is full of clouds, right? Or see like this. But what happens all of a sudden, it makes a perfect circle of an opening of blue sky with circles around it. It was pretty beautiful to look at. We couldn't really capture it because it was so gigantic. Can't really capture that on pictures. What else here? Yeah, I'm trying to hurry here. We're good. Okay, more pictures of me running around like a fairy. Okay, so something epic happens. Oh, this is the fairy. Okay, yeah, this is not the epic part, but I mean, they're all epic. But this, again, you guys believe in fairies. This is a whole fairy forest made up so you could just like have fun and interact. And look at this, you all. So there wasn't any bugs. I mean, if there was just a couple, but look at, we capture the fairies flying in the videos. Look at this. Okay. Watch them pass right now. See that? That's a whole legion of fairies. You saw them? That's so cool. Look. Yeah, and there's nothing there. When you're looking, there's no bugs passing by. There's only fairies. So yeah, some more magic for you guys there. Let's see what else I want to show here. Love. If you didn't already love the UK, I am hoping that you love the UK from here on. Things would happen like here. See this? It would connect to the other side. So there were mermaids, and they said that there was mermaids birthing in babies under. So here the mermaids were making this line, and then it would go away. Again, these things that you can't explain unless it's magic happening in front of you. See that? And it's only a line right there. See that? And then it would disappear, and it would start up again, and then it would disappear. See that? And it's connecting to the other side over here. And they're mermaids. They can't show themselves, but they're there, and they're having some kind of sacred birthing here, and they're joined up there where the vibration is coming out from. Okay, so if there's vibration in water, that means that there's something organic energy happening there. Let's see what else. This is pretty beautiful, y'all. Look at them playing. Again, you're allowed to be fun. They're not a band. Isn't that beautiful? And it's just, you know, allowing your inner child just to kind of have fun, you know? That's what you're seeing there. Your fairy self. All right, so something epic happens. This is with the second group that got A.U.R.A certified there. Again, join us at our online workshop, September and November, to become an A.U.R.A practitioner, and then you guys could join us. We're going to Japan, you all. It's just for the A.U.R.A practitioners. I'm not training anyone there. It's just for the practitioners already. We're going to the tip of the wing of the dragon, you all. It's happening in February, no, March. So then this happens here. Let me show you here. Okay, so we are the second group. We are able to finish the teachings on time. I'm like, okay, I take them out twice, even though it, you know, it can get hard to do that. Okay, so here, this video here, watch this, you all. It's epic. Watch me. On our way to one of the castles.
Huge.
Want to go in there, Jeffrey?
Sorry?
Want to go in there?
Yeah.
Let's go. You see that? Right there. That little hole right there. You can't see anything. You just see all forest here. I'm like, let's go in there. Look at what happens. Again, because the everything, the elements are always talking to me. They're always, so we find the magical places that are hidden from people who mean harm. Want to go in there, Jeffrey?
Sorry?
Want to go in there?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Wow.
Watch out for the missiles.
So wait till you see what happens.
Have bears and stuff, right?
I'm like, do you guys have
No,
bears?
no bears.
You guys don't have bears.
Mutera.
That's another thing you guys don't have. You don't have like grizzly bears. You guys have panda bears.
Careful, because they're touchless.
Look at the tree in here. Holy moly. Holy moly.
Oh
Now you know
my
why.
god. No way. That's why I felt the call this way. Look at this, y'all. Oh my god. This tree is thousands of years old. Yeah, yep, thousands of years old. Look at this, you all. Okay, so this is what's epic about it. See how big this tree is? Okay, you see all this here, you all? This is its branches. You know how a tree, a normal tree has branches? The trunks, the tree trunks are its branches. And it goes on and on and on. See, like if you look here, all of this is its branches. Look. This is one tree. Look at it, you all.
He's been buried. Oh, we are so blessed right now to find this tree. This is a good buried. Can you imagine how it's going? Even out.
This is just the top of the tree. The tree goes on. The trunk. This is not the trunk. This is the top of the tree where all the branches are at. And the branches are huge, as big as tree trunks. This is like the angel oaks to England. And if you hear them here, they're they're saying they've never seen anything like this.
These bits are part of it, Aurora.
That's right. Oh, this way. Look at this.
This is part of it.
Yeah, this is not. This is
One of the branches.
part of it. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh my God. Look.
Yeah.
Oh my God. These are not like multiple trees. This is one tree. Look at it. You are. He's been buried. We are so blessed right now to find.
And then, so they're saying that the UK people are saying that they've never seen something like that, a tree of that size. They've seen some other kinds of trees, but not this one specifically. And here's me looking like a fairy. Me climbing the tree. Thought it was funny. Look, I'm a fairy in the tree. I'm a fairy. Because it's so big, I look so tiny on like a fairy in a tree. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my god. All right, fairy. So here is a video of me, look at, traveling around it. Yeah, so you can watch that. Remember, keep in mind, those are not tree trunks, those are its branches. And it goes on and on and on. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, I mean, we cannot conclude this video without showing you that tree. Okay, then we got some new Phoenix firebenders, you all the practitioners, the new ones that got certified there, were able to touch the fire and not burn their hands. Epic. Also, something that we don't know is that the moon that comes up in one of the nights here. Look at this is red. They again, the UK people said that they've never seen the moon red, and she's not full. Look, she's part. Also, is that she looks like a pregnant belly, and there is stars shooting. Apparently, there's some kind of comet, and of course we're dancing. We're dancing because we dance and sing everywhere, right? Yeah. So as we're dancing and singing, we're seeing the red moon come up, and they're in awe because I mean, it's not normal for them to see a red moon like that, and especially if it's not a blood moon or full moon, you know. So yeah. Okay, and you'll probably see some more dancing here. We'll skip that. Okay, and then here is some of the practitioners touching the fire. What happened here?
Right there.
If I go underneath,
You see the green?
I'll put my hands right in the eye. Oh, there we go. There we go.
It's
There we
going
go.
through it right there.
What's up? Here, give it to me. Give it to me.
So cool. Yeah, some more Phoenix Firebenders. And then where I conclude this, you all, is epic. Okay, this is huge. Keep listening. Okay, so if you're gonna go to Ireland, you gotta see the river dance, right? What is it called? The river dance? Yeah, it's called the river dance. You know, where they're like dancing with their legs, and their legs are going, and you're like, whoa, what? Okay. So we watched the river dance. Now they don't let you record it, but they say, okay, you could record the end of it. Okay, so what happens is that at the beginning, you can't make this stuff up. Okay, so at the beginning, there's a main dancer, and I'm gonna show you a video of her, but this is the end of it. Okay, so, but again, you can't record, so I can't show you the beginning of it. Okay, see this main dancer here? Okay, so incredible how they move. Okay, so they're dancing, right? So they're dancing everywhere. They move so fast, like, I mean, they're like, it's the speed that they move, the way they dance is quite beautiful and incredible. So what happens is that we are watching them do the different dance moves and different what are they called, like I don't know, dances. And what happens is that at some point, the very first dance, they come out, and it's a bunch of mostly females, and there's a main one, the main one, but the main one is different. The very first one dance, she's got red hair, green eyes, looks like typical, you know, kind of common red hair. You know, it said Ireland has the most red hair people, statistically. And she is dancing, and she's looking at you with these eyes like it's incredible, that look. She's like, I do that look like whenever there's entities around, you better run, like that. Like, okay, so she's doing that, and they're all doing that look, but mostly her at the center, and I'm sitting on number 13 seat right there, right in front. And she's captivating. Like, I don't get easily captivated, you know, but I'm captivated by this dancer that looks just like Goddess Bridget. And I'm like, whoa, they did a really incredible job, like, casting this female to portray the Danan, Goddess Bridget. Like, this is like incredible. And you can like feel the fire in her eyes, and she's like, and you know, I'm like, and she's like dancing, and she's like, yeah, that bad A look, you know, like I get that look whenever there's like stuff I need to transmute, and I get that bad A look, you know, that's the look she's giving us, and I'm loving it. Absolutely captivating. Okay, so then what happens is that the next dance routine is happening, and the red hair lady is gone. The one I showed you is there now, but the red hair lady is nowhere to be seen. And I keep thinking, oh, maybe she took a break because she danced a lot. And that was pretty epic the way she danced. But she was the main star. Where would the main star go, right? For opening scene, okay? Okay. So what happens from there is that the whole like almost 2 hours we're watching, and I'm keep thinking about what happened. But the main star is incredible, absolutely. Oh my God, epic, huge, beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous. But what happened to the red-haired lady? That was she. And then I'm like at the center in the 13th, and she's like looking into my eyes, you all. Like, you know, when you think like the artist you're watching is looking at you, she was really looking into my eyes, right? I'm like kind of feeling like, am I the only one that's seeing this? Okay, so what happens then is that at the end, okay, so like towards the end, I'm like freaking out in my head. I'm like, what happened to the rare lady that looked just like Bridget? So Goddess Bridget talks to me and she says, you saw me. That was me. You saw me dancing. I showed myself as an apparition channeled through the main singer, and I danced for you for the first round. I'm like, what? And she's like, to prove that I am here. Okay, you are. All right. You can look at it. This dance routine does not have, you know, whatever red hair lady. So. And I think they switch off teams. But anyways, so then I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God. When she was looking at us like this, like, that was her. And you could see the flames in her eyes. That was her, proving that she was here, walking the lands. So then I'm like, okay, well, it could have just been me, you know, like, because I tend to see things sometimes more than others. So then I have a small group with me. And then we look to Jeffrey and Claire from Circle of Light, Crystal and Claire, Circle of Light healer. And she's like, Jeffrey, do you remember the red-haired lady? And they all said they saw the red-haired lady too and kept wondering where she went. And then she says, do you remember the red-haired lady at the beginning? He said, yes. And she says, she says to him, did you ever see her again? And he says, no. Drop the mic, you all. Angel bumps from head to toe, watching Goddess Bridget dance in front of us through the river dance in form. I just am wowed by this, you all. And let me show you the video. To conclude this is where we end it, you all. Just watch this because it's so beautiful. You didn't get to see their dances though. They were incredible. I mean, if you ever have a chance to watch them, still watch them. The Goddess Bridget, the original divinity of the benevolence are to feel their dances through them. It's so beautiful. That's just them saying their farewells, but wow. So one of the things that they do is that they dance around and they like here, like at the beginning. Let's try to find it. They dance in circles like this, like here. Okay, so the whole day I didn't realize why I kept doing this, but I kept standing kind of like a ballerina stands, like how they stand. I had never, you know, been to any of these shows. I kept standing like that all day. I kept doing, I can tell you how many pictures I had those eyes that Bridget had. And then every time we were healing and working with the lands, there's circles of these goddess and goddesses spinning around us, holding hands like this, like this. Okay, two, you see two like this, but picture this two into like a big circle of them spinning around us. And then I realized that was them. That was the nuns the whole time. When they were healing the lands, they were dancing around us in big circles. Yeah. Okay. Good questions, comments. Yeah. Okay. So I don't see any questions. And then let's talk about your comments. Whew. Someone said, wow, angel bumps. At some point you said that. Braveheart movies discuss the horror, the lands being taken over. Yeah, horrible. The magic bus. Ah, that was the magic bus. Yeah, when we were singing Tears of Love. Yes, what a nice peaceful group you have. Yeah, they're beautiful. Wow, the harmonies. Thank you. Yeah, they've gotten pretty good at their harmonies. Someone said about the pandas you mentioned, there are some conspiracies out there regarding that the true origins of the panda bears. They are not found in any ancient artwork, etc. They are very awkward when mating, and cubs are rare. Interesting. Yeah, what do you think? Do you think that the pandas are bears from another world? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Wow. Cool. Thanks for adding that. Maybe they're bears from Antarctica. Placed in China. What if they come from the wall beyond China? The Orano Monte map and the ice wall around us. Oh, okay. All right, y'all. I've been here forever. Thank you so much. To support this video and all that I do, go to Rising Phoenix Mystery School or practitioners.com. I opened up my schedule a bit longer, so I have sessions available. I have sessions right now. Aura sessions, entity removal, raw Reiki sessions, and readings, Quantum Galactic Akashic readings, which I am the founder of. I still do sessions. Sometimes people think that they're booking with someone else. No, I do the sessions still, you all. Come meet me. Come learn about yourself. Otherwise, to find practitioners, you could go to aurapractitioners.com. Or otherwise, go to my website, risingphoenixaurora.com, to book your session with me today. I have openings next week and next month, pretty soon. So I'd love you, honor you, respect you. I'd love to meet you in person. Come join me at the live workshop in September and November, so you could learn these teachings, so that you could start seeing and sensing the magic around you, just as we do. I mean, you already see it, but I mean, this is a whole nother level. This is pretty incredible, right? So I feel so blessed and honored to have been here with you during the aftermath, the after beauty of the Lion's Gate angel bumps, and the ways that the magic has unfolded, and it's being released and spread out all over Earth. Vibrate to love, vibrate to the magic. You will see the magic and the love in your world as well. I love you, honor you, respect you. Thank you for being you. Hit like before we finish up. I love you. Let's finish it off with that song again. Why not? Let's go, because this was what this video was all about. The monsters, the dark entities. 406, my birthday numbers. Right now, finishing it up with that. This is incredible. Come on, y'all. Ready? Sing with me. Not too many verses in it. So wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. That's how it goes. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light. Wake up, come home, remembering your bones. You belong to light.
Wake up, come home, remember your bones. You belong to light. Wake up, come home, remember in your bones. You belong to light. Dance with me. Wake up, come home, remember in your bones. You belong to light. Wake up, come home, remember in your bones. You belong to light. See y'all next time.